All right, Shadow DPS out here trying to test the low light capability of the Garmin Virb. So I just want to get a sense. I want to get a sense of how this thing performs in low light. It's got to be better than the Drift Ghost. So we shall see. So I had a chance to read a few articles. I just read a few articles on the new Yamaha Venture. Looks like it's going to be a direct competitor to the Honda Goldwing, the Indian Roadmaster, some of the big Harley touring bikes, the Electric Glide and Ultra Glide. And it looks like a outstanding touring motorcycle on paper anyway. Hope to get a test ride as soon as one of the dealerships here in town receives one, and I'll do a quick initial review on it, just to let you guys know what I think of it. But it looks like it's going to be pretty capable. And it is a very big bike. I think it comes in around 957 pounds or somewhere around there. So it's probably not the ideal bike to run around town in, but it will be a perfect bike for doing some long distance highway trips. And that's exactly what I would use it for if I were to purchase one. I had a few people email me and ask me, why do I choose to have my bike in gear as opposed to in neutral when I come to a stop? And their questions perplex me a little bit. I mean, that's something that we learned in basic rider's course, that when coming to a stoplight, I always make sure you have your bike in gear, in first gear, so that someone comes up behind you, not paying attention, you'll be able to get out of harm's way fairly quickly. Now, these couple guys asked me, well, aren't you worried about wearing out your clutch? Either the spring mechanism or the clutch plate. Aren't you worried about causing wear and tear on your bike by having your bike in gear when you come to a stoplight? No, I'm not worried about it. I'd rather pay for repairing a clutch than taking a bigger risk of getting hit behind by somebody texting and driving, or not paying attention to what they're doing, eating cereal or applying makeup or reading a book or whatever. I've been rear-ended in a car about 3 times in my life. The first time I came to a stop at a stoplight such as this one, and I wasn't paying attention, and then at the very last instant I looked up in my rearview mirror and I saw this car coming at me pretty fast. I couldn't do anything to avoid it, and then bam, got hit pretty hard from behind. The guy must have been doing at least 40 or 50 miles per hour. He got out the car, started running down the street. A witness down the street saw him running toward him, ran after him, caught him, brought him back to the accident scene, and by this time the cops had showed up, maybe a couple of minutes later, and it turned out this guy was high on, I don't know what kind of drug it was, but he was high as a kite. The car wasn't even his, it was stolen, so of course he had no insurance, so I was just out of luck. The most recent time I've been rear-ended was maybe about 3 years ago. I had slowed down and stopped for a funeral procession because 2 or 3 other cars in front of me had stopped. And all the way down the street, I noticed this guy coming straight at me from behind. He wasn't slowing down. I mean, he was pretty far away. He wasn't slowing down. There was no way for me to get out of harm's way. There was no way for me to get out of harm's way. He hit me pretty hard, again, maybe at 35, 40 miles per hour, and did some major damage to my car. If I had been on the bike, I would have been done. I would have been in bad shape. And it turns out that guy had no insurance as well, and he was texting and driving. So I'm here to tell you, there are people out here in these cages who refuse to pay attention to what they're doing. So you got to take it upon yourself to do what you can to mitigate those risks. Motorcycling is a risky business, but any little thing that you can do to minimize the risk of being hit from behind is a good thing. And for me, I always make sure I'm in first gear when I come to a stoplight for those reasons. And I always make sure, at least try to make sure, that I'm having an escape route when I'm stopped behind a car at a stoplight. In other words, give yourself an out. Just in case somebody behind you is coming up on you on your six pretty fast, make sure you have enough room to escape harm's way. But anyway, hopefully this answers your question regarding why I choose to have my bike in first gear when I come to a stoplight. Do what you want to do. Of course, some people are going to be worried about wear and tear, but for me, it's not as important as making sure I'm able to get out of harm's way in the nick of time from these cagers who are texting and driving and just all in all not paying attention to what they're doing. But anyway, that's all I got for you right now. I will talk to you a little later.